Hi everyone. So with the latest release of the Logseq mobile app for Android, I thought I would do a quick video just to show you how to install it, what it looks like, what it can do, and also how you can get your notes if you've been using the desktop or the web app and Google Drive, how you can sync your graph up to use it on the go. So first things first, what we'll need to do is install the app. So we'll need to go to the GitHub page, I'll put a link in the description below, and we then want to click on the Logseq Android 0.1.1 APK. So we'll click on that one, and this will download the file for us. Once that's done, we'll just click on Open, and we should get a pop-up just to say that Chrome's blocked the installation of the app because it's from an unknown source. So to get past this, we just need to enable a quick setting. So we'll just click on the settings, and we'll toggle the allow from this source on, and this will then pop up, do you want to install the Logseq app? And we'll click install. So the installation should take about 15 to 20 seconds. So once that's done, rather than click open, let's just click done first, and we'll toggle this option off just for security settings. And then what we'll do is we will go to the home and we will find the Logseq app. So once we get the app open, we basically have a very familiar page if you use the desktop or the web app. You've got the add a graph, or you've got and a bit of a description, and then the join the community. So what we'll do just before we get started, let's have a quick look at the burger button at the top left. And what we have is the journals, flashcard, graph view, and all pages, as well as the favorites and recent, and then a new page on the bottom left. Very similar again if you've used the desktop app or the web version in terms of settings or in terms of options that we have. And then on the top right, if we click on the three dots and we'll click on settings, we've got familiar settings and the general. We've got the current version. Okay, it says 0.5.1. I think the devs just need to change this to be 0.1.1 for the time being. We can then choose the language, and we can also play around with light and dark theme modes. Just leave it for dark for the time being. Under editor, we can choose the file format, whether that's org mode or markdown. We can choose the preferred date setting that we want, or the format, so there's quite a lot to choose from there. And then we can also choose our preferred workflow between the now, later, to do, doing. And we've got, again, similar sort of settings as we have on the desktop app in terms of showing brackets, time tracking, journals, etc. So once that's done, what we'll do, we will open a local graph, and it will ask you to allow it to access your storage and your files. So we'll click allow. Just need to enable the setting to allow it. Go back, and then we just need to click on it again. And what we'll do is, just as a test, we'll create a new folder, and we'll call this test. And this, think of this as the graph name that you set up. So then we'll just use this folder, and we'll click allow. And then we get today's date, and now we can start typing as if we. So we'll just start typing. Click enter, it will move it to the line below. If we click enter again, it will do a new bullet point, a new block. And what we can do is we can indent it by clicking this button on the very left. We can outdent it, so just go back. We can move it up, we can move it down. We can do the return so that it doesn't do a new block, it just goes the line below. We can turn it into a to-do item, so you can see it just changed it to a checkbox, and if we can scroll through the later, now, done, doing options, and then we can mark that as done. What we can also do is if we click on the two bracket symbols just over here, and we do new page as an example, and then we just click out. And if we click on the new page, this will create a new page for us. And again, we can just do test. So this is basically just how Logseq works on the desktop. It's very good, so it's basically a replication of it. And then we can click on the December page, and it just goes back to the page itself. Alternatively, what we can do is we can also click on the home button, just up here in the top right. And yeah, you can also then play around with, on the left hand side, we can use the recent, we can go to the journals, and we can also view the graph, which is a little bit of a work in progress, and yeah, go back to journals. So that's all very well and done, but now the problem is that it's stored on the phone, and I've been using Logseq for the past year or so, and I've got quite a lot of notes that I've saved in Google Drive through the use of the desktop and the web version of Logseq. And what I want to do is be able to sync the folder that I have in Google Drive. So rather than opening a new graph as we did when we started up through the options that came up, rather than that, I'd rather open my own graph so that I can be able to use my notes that I've already taken. So to do that, we will need to install an app called Autosync for Google Drive. So if you just go to the Play Store and you type Drive Sync or Autosync, it should be one of the first ones that pop up. So as you can see, there's quite a lot of downloads of this app and a good star rating, so we'll just install that. So once that's installed, we'll just click the Open button. This will open the application, and okay, we agree, and it's okay that we want it to access our device storage. So we just need to enable the toggle and then go back, and then you're presented with connect to Google Drive and then choose what to sync. So we can only connect to Google Drive, so let's click that button. This will bring a pop-up of the accounts that you have of Google Drive on the phone. So we'll click OK, and then it will ask you choose what to sync. So we will click choose what to sync, and what it will do is it will create a test folder pair. And this is because for whatever reason, Android and Google Drive, you can't access the files directly from the phone from Google Drive and have a local copy that updates automatically. So what this will do is it will basically create a folder in Google Drive and on the phone, and it will keep it synced and up to date. So any changes that you do on the phone will then go back to Google Drive and vice versa. So we'll just click create test folder pair, and this will just basically tell you what it's done, that you have two new folders, one in your device, one in Google Drive, and they're both called Google Drive Sync files. So what we'll do is we'll click OK. And we have the folder ready. Now what we need to do is we will go back to Logseq, and we will do add a new graph, and we will go back to the settings, and we just need to find the Drive Sync Files one, and we will choose use this folder, and we want to allow it yes. So then we're presented again with an empty. What we need to do to get the files that we were using through Google Drive, we need to get them in this folder called Drive Sync Files, and we just need to go back to Drive Sync, and we will do a synchronization. And as you can see, it's syncing the files that we just copied over. So once Autosync finally completes downloading the files so that they're saved locally, all we need to do is we need to go to Logseq app in our file folders, and if we just do a reindex and then we click OK, and it might not look like nothing's happening, but it is doing the reindex, and we can see this, the refresh button or status indicator is moving. So depending on the amount of notes you have, it might take a little bit of time. So once that's done, you've got your notes, and they should all be here. So what we can do is then we can just start typing as if we're doing some notes. and then we can indent as well. And we can just do some more. And we can do more. And then what we can play around with, you can just indent this one and then indent this one as well. And you can see it just does just like a normal outliner. So I hope you found this video useful. And if you've got any questions, please just drop a comment below. Thank you very much.